plot map that it's on here in 1857, but then all the realtors and everybody's like, no, it was built in 1845, but I still haven't found the exact date. I don't know if I ever will. The house is built, like I said, 3 brick deep, so you're not going to hear anything. Wow. If you tap on these walls.
So you're saying if you ask for like
indicators, I would ask for door or floor or
jiggle of the door.
different things like that.
Oh, look, another creepy dog.
Yes, they keep on reproducing. Yeah, the only doll that was ever in this house is the one right there on the green chair. The green chair was in the house, the doll, she was in the basement, and then I used to have the basement open until I started working on it, and for some reason, a investigator thought she belonged up here, and she's still here. Yeah, right there's an add-on, and these back rooms I'll take you to is an add-on. But they were added on shortly after the house was built, because the foundation's similar, and the brick's all the same, and like that photo I showed you earlier from 1908, 1909. It definitely was built as a farmhouse, but they were very political. Had a lot of influence within the town. Friends of President Grant, friends of Governor Morton. 2 papers I found in the Library of Congress that he had been corresponding with Lincoln. And this is the main stairs. I always tell people with these stairs, always hold on to the handrail. For some reason, a lot of people, even myself, people get lightheaded or like sick to their stomach or queasy. I don't know why, but especially like towards the top and then around the just the staircase area. This room right here, the floors are coming in and we're needing to replace the floor joists, so that's why it's marked off. This is downstairs parlor / drawing room.
With more creepy dolls.
Yeah, more creepy dolls. And then back there you can see there's a little entrance, and that's the other bathroom I was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
If you saw that, if you saw the show, remember there was a thermal image of some weird thing?
Oh, yeah.
It was looking in through this window right there. See, right down the middle? I'll show you the picture. And it was outside looking in. Because in the picture you'll see the frame.
That lady.
Yeah.
That lady looking,
Yeah, so like the investigator was sitting just right closer to us from the bay window. And then that window frame is where it appeared.
So how often do you hear like doors slamming?
I've heard them slam twice, and I think maybe a couple of other groups have said something about door slams.
Okay.
So it doesn't happen very often, but it has happened. These back 3 rooms, like I said, are the add-on. People have a lot of negativity back here or feel frustrations. I don't know why. I think this would have been used as a breakfast room, and if so, this is more than likely where Reuben Bailey would have been poisoned.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because this is where they would have had their morning breakfast, cup of coffee.
Garlic?
Like it.
Yeah. And if we come this way, it's the kitchen. And so, this is the room that needs the most work. But those beams are from the barn. They're all hand-hewn. You can see all the cut marks and everything. And so now we'll head upstairs using the servant stairs. So now we're in the servants' quarters. This is the room where you saw the show where the shadow figure came through here. And what's interesting is when they filmed, they covered up all these windows with trash bags because they didn't want like the moon or reflections from cars or whatever by. So it makes it even more kind of odd that there was a shadow going through. And so if we head this way, this is the upstairs parlor. This is kind of like back in the day, this would have been their family room. Downstairs would have been probably pretty formal.
Okay, yeah.
So I think this is where they would have been hanging out. Homework and playing games and music, probably. Last night, this is where the investigator, she just got really overtaken with emotion in this room. And it really does depend on the group. Some groups, it's more active in other rooms. I think it's the questions and the people and the day. So if we head this way, this leads into the master. So this is the room that kind of sold me, you know, this view. So when I saw this view, I'm like, yeah, I gotta have this place.
That is cool.
So this is the part of the tower we're in right now that's been converted to a bathroom. And then these are the stairs that once led up to the top of the tower, but now they're kind of like the stairs to nowhere. They go up and then they go to the old landing. But you guys are later more than welcome to go up there. People go up there and have sessions or whatever. And then this I believe we probably use definitely as the kids' room, because it's the only other, you know, real bedroom.
Do you get a lot of kid activity in this room? Or is it kind of throughout the whole house?
The interesting thing, the kid activity is throughout the whole house, but the interesting thing is women tend to be pulled to this room, especially, it's funny, like I'll have a group that's all women, and I won't even mention that, and then I'll like, go do my thing, and then I'll come in and say, hey, like everybody, all the women are in this room. And they spend a lot of time in this room. So it's kind of interesting how different rooms kind of pull different people. And I always tell people, like, it's good that there's females in the group, because especially with this house, there's way more activity when there's females.
Oh, really?
Part of the group. Yeah, if I have groups of all guys, it's nowhere near as active.
Touch this, goes up. While I'm setting it up, just putting toys in it, this thing starts going off like crazy. It would not stop. I asked the little girl Lizzie if it was her, if she could touch my things. I wanted her to touch my things, and when I asked, I just want to see if it's my equipment or if it is you touching it. If it is you touching it, can you please back up and stop making this thing go off? And instantly this thing quit beeping. So it was like this. I said, please stop, to back up for a second, and it went like that instantly. So it was really, really amazing to get that interaction right off the get-go. We're back. Where's my bear? Oh, that's weird. Were you digging in my bag? Okay, we just got back from the store, and my bag was blinking. And the only way this thing goes off is if you do this. So I don't know if Lizzie was digging in my bag. But if you were, Lizzie, thank you.
Can we help you? I think that's Boots upstairs again. Yeah.
Was it Jim watching?
No, she's not moving. I'm watching her. That's somebody upstairs. Is it above that room or is it above this room?
It's above this room.
What?
I don't know what that is. It was like a white mass. It was floating in front of you and then went right through the ceiling.
In front of me?
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
Feeling it.
It went right in front of him up to the ceiling.
Oh yeah, all my hair is standing up.
Oh my god, I don't know what that was.
What was that?
Was that Jill?
Jill?
Was that you?
What was that noise?
Did you just giggle or make a noise?
No, I heard that too.
I heard it kind of sounded like a kid, but I wasn't sure if it was you guys, so I didn't say anything, but yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't this room, it was this one. This room was glowing blue. This room was glowing blue.
I can't imagine why. Yeah, because I was walking back and I looked up and this room was glowing blue. There's no reason for that. I thought maybe you guys were up here, but then we saw the camera flashes downstairs. No, we didn't.
Maybe it was the sun from the all the way through?
No. Because I looked back up after we walked away and it was dark.
And miraculously, these are working out. Super.
Just because it's lighter down here, at least for me. Yeah, I think it's because of the temperature.
Come on in. Who's knocking?
The house is going crazy for us. Welcome to your house. Oh, is it?
I think I'm gonna head home because it sounds like you guys have got everything under control. Because sometimes I stick around and people are like, oh, could you come in and do it with us? Because sometimes I can stir up the house a little, I think.
You can come stir them up for a minute if you want.
Yeah, okay, I can come in for a little bit.
Sure. We heard some walking around upstairs.
Yeah, we've heard some.
We're trying to decipher if it was raccoons or...
We've heard some
Yeah.
giggles. Oh, really?
Yeah, we heard some laughing and stuff.
The raccoons, one thing about the raccoons, it's not going to be the gate. You know, a person's gate is, you know. Yeah.
That's what we heard. It was like a long, like...
Because a raccoon's going to be all...
Okay, then...
because... That's right. Because we were hearing the raccoons earlier in this room over here where the floor sunk in. That's where we were hearing them. And right above that room we were hearing it sounded like somebody like moving furniture or something. Yeah, dragging. That's common here. It's a dragging sound. Yeah. Like someone's pulling furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, come on and join us.
Only on the K2 meters.
No K2, no millimeter. Yeah, sometimes those go off and other times they'll go like crazy. And I've had people where they'll ask questions and, you know, could you make it go to red? And it'll go to red. Yeah, I always say that's so fascinating to me since there's absolutely no electricity in the house. Oh yeah.
We were walking back towards the house in that upstairs room where they caught that apparition. That whole room was lit up blue. And I thought it was these guys, but they were down here the whole time.
Yeah, we got it.
So do you have something out there that, like, when they touch it, it changes colors? Or? No. Oh, wow. That's
I don't know if it was being able to see the sky through the window, but it was getting dark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's a dark night tonight. I don't think the moon's out at all.
Yeah, 'cause he asked me, he's like, oh, are they up there? I'm like, no, 'cause they're taking pictures in the dining room. 'Cause we saw their camera going off over here.
Yeah, there's weird light anomalies that people see. I've seen one time I saw, it was like a little green light and it was just kind of dancing through this room. It was just like, you know, just for a couple seconds it was like that and then it stopped.
Is there usually activity all night long? Or just till a certain time usually?
The later it gets, for some reason, the more active it tends to get. Sometimes it comes and goes, but then it's been active super early in the morning, and in the afternoon. I mean,
That's
yeah.
experience, I suppose.
Is it sometimes like quiet the day after a really active day?
It just depends. There's no rhyme or reason with the sounds that I've found so far. There's patterns.
I was gonna say, because it sounded pretty active last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been pretty active at night.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's any kids here tonight, come down, come play with us.
We've got plenty of toys down here.
Did somebody just do that?
I didn't touch
The
anything.
The battery fell off
Yeah,
that.
the battery fell off.
Steve had some batteries sitting on the.
Ready to go.
No, I didn't. Did you have it up here, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can just leave them down. They'll probably just fall again.
That's interesting.
well, could have got bombs, Steve's pretty close to it.
No, I'm on camera, aren't I? No, I try to never move or anything, and if I do,
Yeah.
announce it. Well, if that was you, thank you.
Or could you make a noise to let us know that you're listening? Is that you? If that was you, can you do it again a little louder?
I heard that too.
Yeah. Can you speak up? I was with a group and I had my chair right in front of the opening to the room that's sunken.
Yeah.
And I had my back to it. And I heard like a disgruntled sigh. And all of a sudden I could just feel something charging at me from the corner of the room. It was me and another investigator, and we both got up and ran to the other side of the room. You could just feel it coming at us, and it stopped right at the door frame.
It gave me goosebumps.
How's your experience been at Thornhaven this evening?
My experience at Thornhaven, it's been interesting. We heard lots of dragging. We heard a tripod, sound like a tripod being dragged in the next room. Sound like upstairs, like someone's walking and dragging something and stepping.
We've heard a lot of that.
Lots of that.
We've had a lot of hits on this K2 meter here, also during the spirit box session.
Some light whispering. Things like that, mainly.
It's been a pretty active night. It ain't over yet, but it's been good.
You can follow us in here. We're friendly.
I'm seeing like something white just kind of moving around in that room. I keep on hearing that noise, but is that just you guys moving or?
No, I was taping them to make sure.
Now this is that thing that goes off right when the temperature changes or something?
Yeah, you can see the temperature,
electric
or if
thing.
you get the electromagnetic field going.
I had a group that put that in the middle of the room here, and they were asking questions with it, where they asked to turn it on, and it would turn on, and they said, okay, you turn it off now, and it would turn off, and then, so at some time tonight, you might want to
Okay.
try doing that. For a long time. It was the craziest thing, is they were doing it, asking questions, and then all of a sudden, it just went nuts.
It went crazy and like everything changed in the room. Like
Oh, boy.
the room felt a little bit weird. And then we heard this loud smacking noise by one of the investigators. And it sounded like you flip that closed real fast, the viewfinder.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, did you hear that? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, wasn't that your viewfinder? He's like, no, something came up to me and smacked right in my face. He's like, it was
Wow.
And he's like, I could feel the little breeze of someone smacking.
Playing tricks.
So was the person yesterday like a psychic?
No, that was the thing. She came out and she was crying. She's like, I'm not a psychic, I don't see things. But she's like, I mean, she was freaking out. And she's like, they showed me what happened. They're like, you know, she hung in the basement. You didn't tell me someone hung themselves in the basement. And I didn't tell them that. And someone supposedly has hung themselves in the basement. She said a girl hung herself, and it was just...
Jeez.
The
Wow.
girl, because she saw it through their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said like she could feel it, and it was sorrow over losing a child,
Oh.
and she was just hanging there. She could feel herself.
Wow.
But she asked for it. She said, whoever's here, because they saw like a black figure come into the room,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, if you're, you know, I see you, and can you, I can't remember exactly what she said, something along the lines of, can you share with me your story or something like that. And then she started getting sad because they played back the audio. And then she's like, oh, I know I'm getting sad, but I asked for this. Go ahead, you know, what's going on or something like that.
That was last night?
Yeah.
Let's go down and do spirit box.
Already?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too, spirit box.
Good job. You're touching that light. Can you touch the bear here? Make that light up?
Son, and I bet you know exactly what it is.
The longer you touch the device, yeah, touch it a little bit longer and it will go to red.
I can see you're touching our lights. Thank you. Can you tell me when your birthday was? What month?
What's my name?
Pass away in the basement.
Can you tell me the name of the guy?
I just saw a little shadow go right across that door.
That's probably for me. When I come over here, it feels cold, and then when I come off,
Were any of you in the military?
shaking, that they were walking behind me. I felt the force like when they were walking. It's cold. Did you just walk behind me?
You feel this?
Yep.
It's coming down the hall. It's just down to 66.6.
That's the chair moving. See? They just acknowledged it.
Doesn't sound
That was the chair.
It sounded more like his chair though.
It did.
Do it again. See, that sounds like to what you guys heard. No?
Yeah, I don't think so. Could be a door.
What was that noise?
What noise?
Oh, we're kind of moving
Yeah.
stuff to see what would made that.
What was the last thing you moved?
The tripod?
That's what I was
Do
wondering.
it again. That.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, thank you for letting us share your home.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it, especially from so far away. It's so neat whenever I hear of people from all over who know about the property. It's just weird, but it's a really cool thing to have so many people interested in that place. So I really appreciate everything the community's doing. So I hope you have a good rest of the night. So far, so good.
So Steve, how has your evening been so far?
This place is amazing. Non-stop action. No time to even rest and get your bearings. There's always something going on. Jesus Christ. This is not everything over. Even that sitting there. Where are you, good?
We're in the spirit box session, checking it out up here.
We were,
Everything just went haywire.
yeah, we were down we were charging some of the batteries for the
We were
camcorder.
down there charging the batteries for the camcorder, or trying to, and he just set them up so that they were sitting on there nice. And also we hear like a tick, like something smacked something behind us. So we quick turn around, and then the lid to your green case that was stacked up fell over. So then we looked at that, and then right behind us, all the batteries got thrown down, and one of them actually fell off the charger.
On the table.
Yeah. So we were over here getting all this set up. And we had just gotten these on here. And we heard, it sounded by like the steps there or something. We heard like somebody tapped on something. And so we both turned around and pointed our flashlights there. And then that lid fell off. It like flew off, hit the ground. And so then we turned and we were looking here. And then as we were looking here,
All that stuff just hit that and fell over. Just knocked
Knocked
everything
them off.
over, all the batteries off the chargers.
So how was that sitting when you turned around and looked at this?
It was like that.
it was
But
flipped, but
it
the
flipped.
battery had fallen out.
Yeah, it flipped everything forward.
Yeah.
Both batteries
It was
came
like
off,
this,
and those were still plugged
Flipped
in.
like that, and
But the
battery
batteries came
out.
off and it flipped it up and over. So you go from that to flip, and then I had to put
Your
all the-
batteries aren't heavy enough where it would just tip over like mine did?
Because it's forward. See how they're tipped back? You have to have force underneath.
And
to
it
flip
was-
forward.
There was force behind it.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing, even your diode thing, shook forward.
Interesting.
This thing should still be working, so you would have the audio, you wouldn't have the video. All the batteries did.
Of course it is.
Well,
Did you hear that? Yes.
That was a giggle. That was a lady giggle.
It was right down there. I heard it through that grate.
I didn't hear that one.
I heard that clear as day.
Dude, that was clear as day.
What did you guys hear?
A lady just giggled. This was not a kid.
No.
This was an adult female.
Well, hopefully we got some really good EVPs.
all right, kids. I know you've touched this stuff before.
On the middle of the floor. Just have to touch it. Or stand by it. I invite you to come sit in this chair with the K2 meter, millimeter. Talk to us about entertaining.
We survived the night here at Thornhaven. It's about 6 in the morning, and we tore down and we're ready to head out. Had a lot of great action this evening. We heard voices, we had things getting touched, we heard things moving around, footsteps. We had an awesome time, you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it was great.
awesome.
So I hope you enjoyed our evidence today, and check us out on Facebook, YouTube, st.croix paranormal.com, and thanks for joining us for today's show.